It's basically how to break into the medical device industry through one of the programs that I was actually describing briefly from UL. So I just wanted to actually just talk briefly about what the medical device industry is like. As you can see, this is an IMDA map that we've done of Ireland. There's all the actual medical device companies listed. There's about 420 companies which are associated with medical device companies in Ireland. About 50% are indigenous, the other 50% are big multinationals. This is a massive important industry for Ireland. It has about 9.4 billion in exports. There is about 27,000 people employed, up from 2000 from 2014. These jobs are highly skilled and they're also very highly paid, and therefore we want to keep them within the country. Ireland is also known as a very important cluster of medical device, a very important country for medical devices. And as a result, 80% of all stents for coronary heart disease are actually produced in Ireland, and 75% of all replacement knees are made here in this country. So this is a great area to get into if you can. The problem is it's very highly regulated and it's very tough to break into. And usually what happens is people find they can't get in straight out of college, and so we actually have developed programs to help them get into it. So in 2014, IMDA SkillNet did a survey of the industry just to find out what areas were most in need, where the skills gaps were. And we picked out some of the usual jobs. I actually highlighted a couple that were actually in serious need, and unsurprisingly these are areas which require engineering as a background or a skill set. Therefore we've identified one area that sort of covers all of these sections is quality. Quality is an area that's going to be vital for anyone who wants to break into the medical device industry. Regardless of what section, if you work in R&D, if you work in sterilisation, manufacturing, whatever stage you are, having some sort of even working knowledge of quality will make a difference to you and how to break into the industry. So we focus particularly on quality engineering, and we had a course developed, and this is the course I'm actually going to talk about more or less totally for the talk. It's the Quality Engineering and Diploma Professional Competence course. This course is run for job seekers. It's completely free for them. We really are looking for people with a science or engineering background. We take the people, the course has two sections to it in total. One section is quality engineering, so we teach people how to implement and validate quality management systems, QA, QC within the business. We also train about risk management, lean manufacturing improvement. The second part of the course is actually what Alan mentioned as well. It's about professional competence. This is more soft skills, and this is essentially how to train engineers to work in teams and work in groups, to have better report writing, communication skills, etc. So that's actually something we've been finding. We actually have that section included at the behest of medical device companies who came back to us and said they actually found some engineers who are highly technically qualified but weren't able to actually spread their ideas as well as they should. So we take 68 unemployed engineers every year, two groups of 30, and we train them up over 3 months. The course is actually 50 ECTs. Just to give you an idea what an ECT stands for, one ECT stands for approximately 25 hours of learning, so you realise there's 1,000 hours of learning in this course in 3 months. It's a very, very intense course. So therefore we actually are trying to find the right people for the course, but while people are on the course, we're able to leverage IBEX membership to try and put them into companies. So we have companies find roles for them within their company either through a job bridge, which is 6 months, or a paid internship, which is 3 months. The idea would be the person gets the right experience and then is retained by the company. To date, we have a very high success rate. It's about 85% of people who have been on the course after 6 months have found placement. Now, placement does consist of either an internship position or a paid placement or employment. Even still, we found that the majority of people end up, once they have the experience, tend to go on and be retained in the industry, as there's a huge amount of effort required by the companies to train these people and retain them. So therefore, they're very likely to let them go if they find they have the right competencies. At the moment, and this is one major reason I wanted to talk today, we actually have a major lack of engineers for the course, or scientists, which were in Galway. Just even from January, which I just threw in recently because I've been dealing with companies myself, I've had 20 different companies from the Northwest region look for quality engineers. They just can't find them, so if companies have people who are sending in CVs who don't feel have the right qualifications, but you think could benefit, we'd really appreciate it if you could pass their CVs on and let us know. We're able to train them up and then bring them back to the company, and a few months later you'll see a massive difference in them. So our next programme, this is really what I was going to say, is going to be running on Monday 29th of February. These programmes we run specifically for the companies, and we change and design them as the companies wish. So therefore, we can change the programme if with the company feedback. So just like to say as well, this programme is also accredited by University of Limerick and the Dublin Institute of Technology. Thank you. Yeah, that's all.